This is an overview of the note configuration page. So far we've taken you through the new dashboard and through the different widgets that exist within the page that allow you to quickly identify and select themes for creating and sending handwritten notes. Now, at the heart of this is the note configuration page, which is a single page designed to take you through all of the steps necessary and collect all of the information necessary to be able to send a handwritten note. So we're going to take you on a quick walkthrough and show you how this works. We're going to do this today by sending a quick note. In the previous ones we showed you about the quick note widget. We're going to come down to the quick note widget and we're just going to pick a thank you note. So I'm going to go ahead and click on thank you, and now that's going to take me into the note configuration page. So here on the note configuration page, one, you get a green status, which basically tells you what just happened, and what happened was our quick note selection was saved. If we look down here, we have a thank you note. There's a thank you note that we selected. So it tells us here below that says to complete your order, review each section in orange below and provide the required data. So basically the rule of thumb is if a section is blue, then everything that is required for that section is provided. If you scroll down and see orange sections, then that means more data is required. So out of this we have a total of 4 sections. We have the media section, we have the mail list section, the handwriting section, and the envelope section. So 2 out of the 4 are complete. So again, down here at the bottom, here's where you would click purchase to finalize your order, but we can't do that yet. We can't do that because we have to complete the orange sections first. So our note is selected here in the media selection. But if you notice here, you can also click on the different tabs like quick note, quick postcard, greeting card, note cards, and postcards. So even though we've selected the thank you note already, you could actually go in and change your mind and say, no, I didn't want this to be a thank you, I really wanted this to be a birthday. Simply click it and it's going to change it to a birthday. And I can go back in and say, no, I really want it to be a thank you. So it's back to a thank you. It makes it real simple to make your media selections. The media selection, of course, is the size of the card and the theme within the media. Okay, the theme, of course, is the fall thank you card here. Alright, so now to be able to complete this, we need to come down and start working on the orange sections. So the next section here is the mail list section, and it says we have no contact or mail list selected. So let's click the Select a Mail List tab. And once we click that tab, we'll see we got 2 selects here. The first one says Select a Mail List. So I'm going to go ahead and select our quick note contacts. Now if you saw that real quickly, what it just went and did is it loaded all of the contacts out of this so we can actually make a selection. So I can say select all contacts, or I can go down and select a specific contact, which I'm going to do in this case. I'm going to select Joe Client. Okay, so now I've selected a mail list and I've selected a contact out of that list, and now I'm going to save that. So now that it saves it, it comes back through and tells me that I still have orange sections to complete. But notice my media section is blue. My mail list section is now blue also, and it shows me that Joe Client is selected, and it also shows me his address. So what is remaining now is the handwriting section. So we need to modify our message. So now we can see here, and this is if you've used the service before, the form is pretty much the same and works the same. What we do is we remember the last order that you sent, and we save various information out of that. For example, the greeting. We remember the last greeting you selected, and the next time you come through, that same greeting will be selected. So if I go through and select hello instead of dear, the next order I place will be default to hello. The body and the postscript are a little different. They actually give you a history listing. So there's a select button here underneath. If you don't have this body history when you're going through, it's because you haven't sent any yet and you don't have any history. Once you have history of at least one message, then this will appear. So actually I have 2 in here that I've previously done. So I have a wishing you all the best on your special day and thanks so much for your business. Well, this is a thank you card, so I'm just going to go ahead and redo that message there. Now here with the closing and the signature, same thing occurs. It remembers what you selected for your last message that you sent, and it will replay that when you come back in. So I'm going to go ahead and leave those, but I could change them to regards, kindest regards, thanks. You can also do custom, so if you would rather use some word of your own, you can do that, or you can blank and just omit it completely. And then the signature. Postscript uses the postscript history, and this one has a previous one of P.S. Thank you so much for your referrals. I'll go ahead and select that again. And now I'm going to save my handwritten note. Okay. So now it redisplays the page for me, shows me it's updated. Okay. Shows me now my media is still what we selected. Mail list is still Joe Client. Handwriting selection now shows me Dear Joe, thank you so much for your business. Sincerely Jeff, P.S. Thank you so much for your referrals. And down my envelope section is also complete. Now if you decided you want to change your return address, you can simply select a return, select an address. We only have one address on file. So that's what shows here as main. That is the address that you've given us when you created your account. It automatically defaults to your default return address. If you want to change it, you can simply make changes to it right here and then update the address. If you want to add a new address, you can simply click to add a new address, type in the info, and update the address, and that will take effect. You can also change where your return address is located. So you can see you have several options for that. No return address, you want handwritten on the front, handwritten on the back, typed on the front, typed on the back. Typed on the back is the most common, and the reason being is because most people that go out and order cards, they'll order blank cards and they'll order envelopes with them, and the companies always will put the return address on the back flat for you. So that's kind of normal, and it's kind of what people are used to seeing and what they expect when you get business-oriented greeting cards. So we basically create the illusion of that as well, that you've gone out and ordered cards and now you're sitting down and writing these out yourself. That's why the type back flap is the most common. Alright, so no changes. We just click return address here again, and now we're ready to place the order. We can actually purchase. So one thing before we do, I want to point out, I didn't mention this to begin with, but once you first select your order, the order name, this is really just information that's unique or important to you. It basically helps you to identify what the purpose of this order was. So if you come back to it later, it's meaningful to you. When you create, or when you first select a theme and it creates your order, it defaults to TBD, for to be determined. And then you can change that at any time. You just click this edit button and it gives you a free form field. Now you can delete this, type in whatever you want, add to it, click save, and it'll keep it. If you don't do that, what happens is when you come down to the mail list selection and you select an individual client, or if you select a mail list, it'll go ahead and look. If you haven't given an order name, it'll name it after the contact you selected, in this case quick note Joe Client, or it will name it after the mail list. It'll say ML : and then the name of the mail list. So if you forget to do that, it'll do it for you and give you a name for it. But you're free to come up here at any time, click edit, and rename it and give it any kind of name you want. The other two things here, of course, it tells you the type. We're doing a quick note card, and the order status is we're still configuring our order. So the order's done. Everything that we need to be provided is provided, so all sections are blue, and our purchase button is clickable on the bottom. So I'm going to go ahead and click purchase. When I do, it now comes up and shows me the details about my order, and then it shows me the detailed invoice for my order. So it shows me it's a quick note fall thank you, it's 65 cents. Also shows me the postage will be 49 cents, and then $1.19 is the grand total. I'm going to go ahead and just select to pay out of my account balance. And if you notice, account balance is the only option because we do have a credit card minimum. Credit card minimum is $10. So you will not be able to select or use a credit card until you have an order that exceeds $10. So how that works is if you want to do a quick note order but you don't have any funds in your account, you'll actually have to deposit funds into your Notarific account, and then you can then debit from that account. That allows you to do a credit card transaction meeting the minimum, but send individual notes whenever you need. So I'm going to go ahead and let this come out of my account balance. I'm going to select that I agree to the terms and conditions, and then click purchase. Alright, so now it's purchased. I'm back at the dashboard, and then it tells me the orders. I now have one order in the system. And that's it. That's all you need to do to place a quick note order, and that is the new order configuration page. So everything, one page, you're not bouncing around. Again, we welcome your feedback. If you have any comments or questions or suggestions, please feel free to let us know. You can use the contact link at the bottom of the page, or send us an email to info@notarific.com. Thank you very much.